Good morning, everyone. We're back. It's Friday morning.
We're back.
And we got Karen here.
Yep. Got Dr. Berg here.
Yeah, and of course, we always wanted to say that anything that we say is not meant to diagnose you. It's meant to give you information so you can do your own research and check with your doctor. Okay? Is that good? Is that a good disclaimer?
Good. That's good. It's a
Great.
fine print.
Good. So do we have any questions yet? No questions today?
Sure. Let me see. Hello from Curacao. Good morning. Hello.
Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go to Denise
You
from
should.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
But I have some really interesting information today for people. Some groundbreaking information that you've never heard before in your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So not a quiz.
There's some quizzes.
Tips.
Quizzes, tips, and
Advice.
tidbats. And
Tidbats.
And also pieces of gold information and pearls and all sorts of things.
No.
Words of wisdom.
Gold nuggets and pearls. That's what you used to.
That's right. Hey, Denise, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, how are you? You're actually from Kentucky, and you had a question. What is that question?
Well, before the question, I just wanted to thank you for helping me last year. I had spoken to you at the summit. I had dinner with you and Karen.
Oh, yeah.
It was about I had developed gut-tape psoriasis from a high dose of antibiotics from when I had the flu and strep throat in the same week. You told me to take 75,000 IUs of vitamin D, and I did. And it took about 3 months, but it's completely gone.
Wow.
There's no scars because I had it all over my body.
Wow.
But it's all gone. And I'm no longer to be, embarrassed for my husband to see my skin. But you did it. I mean, it did it. It worked. It's completely gone, and I'm forever grateful for that. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Thanks. And then at the summit, I talked to Karen. She told me to get to 1 meal a day, and I did. And I've lost 35 pounds since the summit.
Whoa.
That's not bad.
Yeah. But
That's
I
good advice.
plateaued, so I started looking at the personal trainer. So in the mornings when I'm working out, I drink your electrolytes, and I take my supplements, and usually a cup of coffee. But that's not enough. And they're wanting me to take amino or drink some aminos, which I'm scared of that, to take that. But I need something that's going to give me some fuel before these morning workouts because I don't eat till about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So do I put oil in my coffee? What do I do? How do I fuel these morning workouts?
All right. So ideally, you're going to find that, let me just put you on hold. Ideally, you should, as you adapt, and to adapt, you kind of almost like just need to do coffee and nothing else. And then you hypothetically, you should adapt to fat burning and have enough energy to do this because you're running on fat fuel. However, there are things that you can do and you consume to give you a little more energy. And I would probably not go in the protein area. I would not do carbs. I would do more fat. So you have MCT oil. Okay, why would I recommend that? Because that will actually, it has medium chain triglycerides, which directly increase your energy. So that's something you could do, put in your coffee. That should give you enough energy to get through it. That's what I would recommend. And since you brought up this concept of vitamin D, let's talk about that. What's vitamin D good for?
Calcium absorption.
Very good, Karen. Very good. There's some other things that you can use it for too, which you may not directly know. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to those people over there. When I look over there, blood pressure. And actually, vitamin D helps lower blood pressure. So that's one thing. It also is needed to help you with. It's kind of like it's a vitamin, but it acts like a hormone, like a steroid. And it's good for your adrenals and stress. It's good for mood. If you have depression, anxiety, it's really good for that. It's good for skin stuff like psoriasis, things like that. If you're pregnant, very important to take vitamin D. Also, if you have a baby, very important because the babies don't get enough vitamin D, even from the breast milk. Sometimes you have to give them little drops or have the mother take cod liver oil, which is a good source of vitamin D. Vitamin D is also really good for asthma. Asthma, very good, and also inflammation. Other than that, it's not really good for anything else.
It's good for the skin.
It's good for the skin. I mentioned that already.
I wasn't paying attention.
Right, I noticed that.
I was busy.
That's right. So anyway, that's what I would do, Denise. And I hope to see you at the summit, okay, again, because we are going to Do another one at the end of August, and for those of you that don't know, this one's going to be over the top. It was awesome last year. This year's going to be even better.
Awesomer.
Yes, we have some
Awesomer.
amazing speakers. The content that you are going to learn. In fact, I almost have to withhold myself with kind of putting this content in videos because I want to save it for the summit. Life-changing. You're going to be blown away, especially for your future health, bulletproofing yourself for the future. You just need to come. It's definitely going to be worth it. We even lowered the price significantly so everyone can make it. And also the hotel rooms are
the cheapest.
I think it's the cheapest we could even
all
get
year.
At a really nice hotel. So
It's
it'll be
the
a great
coolest.
weekend.
It's really going to be a great experience. I mean, it's a great hotel. It's an amazing town. It's a holiday weekend. It's going to be a great time to come to DC. There's a lot of stuff to do that weekend.
And also the gift bags. They're going to be awesome.
There's the gift bags.
Oh, yeah.
That's my job.
That's
well,
right.
it's actually all
Kira
my
just has all
job.
these great ideas with these gift bags, so you're going to like it. All right, good.
Okay.
So can we go to Nancy now from Puerto Rico?
Please.
Are you there, Nancy?
It's a great hotel. It's an amazing town.
Nancy, can you
Nancy?
turn down your speaker?
Nancy, come back to the computer.
So I'm going to have Terry kind of get Nancy on the phone. We're going to go right to Brian from Alabama. Are you there, Brian?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Miss Karen, how are you?
Hi, I'm well, thanks.
Dr. Berg, I've been on keto and intermittent fasting since the first of the year, December 31st, as a matter of fact. I've lost about 30 pounds from 250 to 220.
Wow.
So
Great.
everything seems to be working out great. I feel great. I have a history of yo-yo dieting, and I'm 38 years old. I have a history of yo-yo dieting, gaining weight, losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had an acute pancreatitis about 6 times after I yo-yo diet.
Mm.
So, but all those times, my lipid levels have all been good. So last year I had high triglycerides at a little work fair we have here, and my triglycerides was close to 500. So put me on medication. Didn't really lower them that much. So I started keto, and I stopped taking my meds just to see how keto would do. So I've been 90 days without medication and on keto, and I done blood work this week, and my blood glucose was 71, and my A1C was like 4.9. So
Wow.
that's I think that's a good sign. But my cholesterol was very high. The total was 288. The LDL was 30. The HDL was 30. The LDL was 213, and the VLDL was 45. That's what I was kind of concerned about. Triglycerides was down to 255. Wow. So, I was wondering do you have any suggestions to what I could do, or just continue what I'm doing and the lipids line up?
Yeah, Brian, that's a good question. First of all, the fact that you had pancreatitis so many times tells me that you're not out of the woods yet, and you need to do this as a lifestyle long-term change. That's number one, because you probably have some insulin resistance. That being said, your triglycerides have come way, way down, and that's like one of the most important things. I actually did a video on remnant cholesterol, which I think you need to watch that. It's the most important indicator of health, way more important than total cholesterol. A lot of the triglycerides that are going through your body right now, because you're on a keto and it's higher fat, are being used as energy. Okay. Also, you're losing weight, so you're mobilizing these fat cells, which are composed not just of triglycerides, but cholesterol, and that cholesterol has to come out. So how is it going to come out? It has to come out, through the liver and things like that. So the fact that you had a pancreatitis means that you probably need some help with your gallbladder too, because the gallbladder with bile and pancreas work together. So I think you'd benefit from bile salts to help just keep that cholesterol moving. That being said, remnant cholesterol, all you do is you take your total cholesterol and you minus your HDL and your LDL, okay? And then it gives you remnant. And that kind of tells you what's happening. You want it like below 17, but it can go up, I think it go up to like 20, 22, something like that. I did a video on this. You should just watch that. But the point is that you may find that your remnant cholesterol is totally fine because you're actually using a lot of this cholesterol for energy. And this is why we recommend this thing called exercise too, to actually help use up some of those triglycerides to the point of you're burning off those as well, so you don't have as much remnant. There's 2 cardiologists that are going to be coming to our summit, which they're going to cover this in depth so people, really understand this and they don't get freaked out about it, because it's not a problem having higher cholesterol, especially when you do keto, even if you have high LDL, because you just have to understand what it is. Yes, they say it's bad cholesterol, but it does a lot of other things as well. The LDL, and one last thing, and then I'm going to zipit.com. The LDL is only bad if it's called pathogenic. And what I mean by that is if you are at the same time consuming higher amounts of carbs and your insulin is high. If your insulin is low and your carbs are low and your LDL is high, it's non-pathogenic. Okay, so I'm talking about the type of LDL that can stick to your arteries. Okay, there's so much data on this. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say, and zipit.com. So thanks, Brian. Hope to see you at the summit. Now we're going to go right to Karen. What do we have going on over here?
So I have a bunch of questions, so you get a minute to answer them each.
Okay.
Start. Okay, Joshua on Facebook is curious about thymus support. So I think for everybody else, you ought to do 10 seconds on what the thymus is and what it does.
Thymus is like a training camp for your white blood cells, your T cells. And T comes from, stands for the thymocytes that actually make these immune cells, these white blood cells. So they're a training camp. So if you don't have your thymus, you can't fight infections. You're predisposed to getting sick. So thymus extract can actually potentially boost your cells. But see, as you're a little baby, you have this huge thymus gland. As you get older, even like as a teenager, it starts shrinking dramatically to the point where you get my age and it's like barely there at all when you're old, like me.
Old.
And it replaces itself with fat. So because I've already built up my immunity, I'm good, right? So I don't really need it anymore.
Theoretically.
I'm just being sarcastic, but okay, next question.
Okay, so that's the only thing you can do for your thymus? That's the only way you can support your thymus?
I thought you said if you take the supplement.
No.
Oh, the number one thing you need to do for your thymus is basically...
Keto and intermittent fasting?
Yeah, but you need to drop your stress. Because cortisol is a suppressive thing to your white blood cell. So that's why autoimmune, when you're sick, when you have skin, inflammatory conditions, they inject you with prednisone or synthetic cortisol. So if you're stressed out, and I'm not talking about just stress, I'm talking about losses and things like that, man, your immune system's going to suffer. So you have to do whatever you can to counter that stress. Long walks, avoid the stress, sleep better.
Avoid negative people?
Yeah, avoid those negative people. Replace your family with family that is a little more supportive. Get some new family members. Pick your parents more wisely. Those type of actions.
Okay, good. That was helpful. Now there was a question regarding can people with cancer do keto? But I'm going to expand on that. Who shouldn't do keto? I'm not talking about fasting or intermittent fasting or dry fasting or all these expanded fasting questions. Just the ketogenic, the healthy
version
of
there
the
is
ketogenic diet. Who should not do that?
It's kind of like, from my viewpoint, it's like who shouldn't drink water?
Who shouldn't breathe?
Right. It's like
List them out.
It's just a healthy diet. And there's no contraindications. People say, well, if you're pregnant, well, why wouldn't you want to do this when you're pregnant? It supplies all the nutrients. It's not cutting calories. Well, if you're diabetic, well, you have high sugar. Why not bring that down? There's nothing that I know of that is contraindication.
Right.
Contraindication.
Okay. We've handled that. Okay. Now, a couple of people asked about a list of vegetables. One in particular asking because of carbs, right? You say unlimited, but aren't there vegetables that wouldn't fall into that list? You're not going to eat unlimited potatoes, as an example.
Potato, rice.
Right.
Starches.
So the list. Wasn't there just a list? Didn't I just open my email
Yes, you did.
and see an amazing publication by Dr. Berg on vegetables and foods?
If you go to my website, drberg.com, and I changed it now. We no longer have the body quiz, the body type quiz. We have just a video with an eating plan. You just plug your email, we'll send you the eating plan, and then each day for the next week we send you a new thing. That's what you're talking about.
Okay.
So
Get the data on the website. And also in the books, in the small booklet, tons and tons of examples. Lists and lists and lists. Also on the website, there's a resource tab, right? Is it still called resource?
Yep, there's a ton of information.
And
there.
there's gobs and gobs of information that you can download. All
a lot
for
of
you.
food for thought.
Free. Okay, good. So here's another one. Courtney on YouTube. She wants to know how to keep a good breast milk supply when you're nursing if you're on keto.
There's you want to do brewer's yeast, or even better yet, nutritional yeast. Do a good amount of that, and that will fortify you to improve the quality and quantity of the breast milk. And of course, if you're on the right program, which if you're following me, you're going to be on the right program, and I'm not biased. But you're basically doing higher healthy fats, which you need if you're pregnant. You're doing the B vitamins. You're doing all the elements that you need to develop and create a healthy baby.
Good. Now that leads me to my next and last question for now, which is Sarah on YouTube is breastfeeding, and she's on keto. Now, I don't have any data. Is it healthy keto?
Right.
What else is happening? Are there environmental influences? But her baby has a skin rash. She's calling it eczema, itchy skin. Don't know how old the baby is, but she's nursing. Not sure if the baby's eating anything else.
Now, I would bet you anything it's a vitamin D deficiency or some B vitamin deficiency. But let's say, for example, that's handled. Then it could be a food allergy, so I would go through and just switch up your foods and make sure you're not consuming anything that's creating a reaction. So it's going to be either food allergies or vitamin D or B vitamins. Okay?
Okay.
All right, good, Karen.
Okay.
All right, so I think we're ready for a quiz.
Oh.
It's about time we do a quiz.
Quiz time.
All right, so here's the first question, guys.
We should have that. Remember the Marx Brothers? They had a certain time and this thing would fall down from the sky.
Sounds really complex. Sounds
I think that would
really
be fun.
involved.
Like quiz time and this big Q or
Yeah.
question mark will fall from the ceiling.
I'm just trying to figure out how much time just to come up with these questions. This has taken me hours to come up with this one question.
I'll leave it to Steve.
There's something very
Karen.
specifically deficient when you get the jittery feeling.
The jitteries.
That's not even a word. The jittery feeling
The
when
Jimmy leg?
when you drink coffee. Okay? So guys, when you drink coffee and you feel jittery, what vitamin are you deficient in? Go ahead and type it out right now. See if you guys can get this right. It's a very specific vitamin
No
deficiency.
Googling.
Right.
No Googly.
And
Just type what you think you know.
Yeah. What would it be? Okay, so as you're doing that, Karen, I need to go to Chris from Oklahoma. Are you there, Chris?
I'm here. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. Hey, I have a question. My dad's had 2 aortic aneurysms in the past 4 years. And the doctor looked at me and said, hey, that's hereditary. You should get, checked out every year. But watching your videos, I seem to think maybe it's more of a vitamin deficiency. So I just wanted to see what your thoughts are on that. And just so you know, he doesn't eat healthy or anything good. It's all like hungry man meals. He's single. So just want to see what your thoughts are on that.
Okay, good. So Chris, they don't really know if it's genetic disease at this time. They haven't found a gene. It's just kind of like a good guess. So it may be some genetic components, maybe not. But I will say this. Chances are when you were born, you probably ate similar foods when you were a kid, than your parents. So a lot of times that can translate to similar problems. That being said, one of the problems with aneurysms is that you have this weakness within the wall of the vascular system. And there's a couple reasons for weakness within the wall. The biggest reason is because of, it's called glycated proteins. When you combine sugar with protein, you glycate it. You make this protein unavailable. So you can't be used anymore. So the protein becomes brittle. So if you're actually eating poorly and you're consuming a lot of sugar, with all the protein through the collagen, your arteries become very stiff and weakened and unavailable to the point where you can start creating all sorts of weakness within the wall, and even hernias externally in your abdomen, because an aneurysm is kind of like a hernia of your vascular system. So, you know, I think the best thing to do, and this is also why, if you look this up, a lot of people that have scars and all of a sudden they get a hernia by the scar, if you look that up, it's like they're filled with something called AGEs, which are glycated proteins. And so the moral of the story is you need to do healthy keto to help yourself with that condition, to help minimize the risk of getting that. So hopefully your dad will make some changes and he can actually reverse that. But thanks, Chris. And I forgot to go to Nancy. Nancy, are you there now from Puerto Rico?
Yeah, can you listen to me right now?
Yes, let's listen to you.
Okay, first, hi, doctor, and hi, Karen.
Hi.
I'm going to thank you for the great things that you both do for us. God bless you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to try to do my best in English, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
First, I've been keto since this January, and I'm doing so great. I lost 28 pounds,
Woo!
which was my goal. Okay. Thanks. I have hernia discs and a terrible, terrible pain. I couldn't even drive a long way, and everything is gone. So I feel so grateful for that.
Great.
Wow.
It's going to be my lifestyle. By the way, my son-in-law is a doctor who is specializing in cardiovascular surgeon, and he's in keto, and he loves it.
Wow, great.
But I'm a little bit scared, not about keto, but the thing is, sometimes I have rectal bleeding. No, they made me an endoscopy, they made me a colonoscopy, and everything was great. The gastro told me to make me a virtual colonoscopy. I haven't made it yet. I don't know if maybe it's because I have to say I'm addicted to eat a lot of ice every single day. I don't know if that has to be with it, but I'm a little bit scared. I don't think it's cancer and other stuff because everything is going good, but I would like to see if I could do something with it.
Okay. All right. So you gave me a couple clues, Nancy. First of all, one good natural remedy is Collinsonia root. Mm-hmm. You can get that as an herb. Collinsonia root is for hemorrhoids, okay? Number two, the fact that you actually are craving ice means that you potentially could have an iron deficiency, in which case the best source of iron is a little grass-fed liver. Now, the fact that also hemorrhoids are liver-related, I don't know if there's a connection, I don't know, but I would start taking some beef liver, and even in a pill form or just actual beef liver, and see if that ice craving doesn't go away, and then take Collinsonia root, okay?
Standard process. Or
yeah,
any.
or any brand.
Any brand.
Thanks, Nancy. Okay, what do we got?
Okay, good. So first of all, what was the question?
The question was, what vitamin deficiency will create a jittery feeling, jitteriness?
When you drink coffee.
Yeah, when you drink coffee or caffeine.
Too much coffee.
Or too much caffeine.
Oh, okay. Some like Mountain Dew. First of all, we'll clarify that the question was what vitamin.
Right.
So a lot of people put magnesium, calcium, potassium. Those are actually minerals.
Those are all wrong.
Those are not vitamins, just to, clarify that. So we had a lot of B's, E, K, things like that, but I would say that the number one response has been B1.
Wow. Okay, so the answer is B1.
Whoa, good job, guys.
You guys are really smart.
They are smart.
Now, B1 has some magical powers. It pulls stress out of your body. Like if you have that nervous tension or that jitteriness, it just chills you right out. Try it. It takes like 3-4 minutes. The best source of B vitamins are
Nutritional yeast,
Yeah.
drberg.com.
So
Just saying.
the yeast will just give you not just B1, but all the B vitamins. Just make sure it's unfortified, non-fortified. Whew, good. I got through that one.
Wow,
That was
was
a
that
tip.
stressful? I think you need some B1, some nutritional
I'm getting the
yeast.
jitteries. I'm getting these jittery feelings.
Some girl.
If you just stick with one
did-
cup of coffee, you're not going to have the jitteries. But if
The
you're doing
jitteries.
like 10, like in college, I drank a pot of coffee a day.
Did you have the jitteries?
I had the jitteries big time. I didn't know what to do back
I
then.
think we need a T-shirt because that's actually a brand
Get rid
new
of your
word.
jitteries. I like it. I like the word. I think it has a ring to it. I'm going to make a ringtone to it. But let's go to Bernie from Michigan. Are you there, Bernie?
I am.
How are
Hi,
you?
Bernie. We spoke to you before, didn't we?
Yes, just last week.
That's right. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm doing well. First, I want to say thank you, Dr. Berg, for all your information. And secondly, the two of you are a hoot. I just laugh all the time with you people.
Oh, good.
But thank you. So the question that I have, and I found the video just the other day, and I can't find it now, but it was talking about measuring your blood glucose or your blood sugar. Is there a difference between the two, and what am I measuring when I prick myself in the morning?
Yeah, good question. It's the exact same thing. Blood sugars, blood glucose, exactly the same thing. So when you have a glucose meter, you're checking your blood glucose, okay, or your blood sugar, same exact thing, because the sugar in your blood is glucose that you're measuring. And so yeah, you're measuring that. Does that make sense?
Okay. It does make sense. It's just that the video that I had seen, it made like a distinction, and I can't remember, and I wish I could find it. But nonetheless, the other question that I had was, is it possible to create beta cells?
Okay, so it's possible, and I think the new exciting research on that is stem cell therapy. Once the pancreas, kind of the cells go dead, like you're type 1, but the point is that there's some exciting new research in stem cell, and also if your cells aren't dead completely and they're just kind of broken down, like in definitely type 2 diabetes, and there's all sorts of things that can improve them, certain minerals like potassium and magnesium, vitamins, vitamin D and vitamin C and vitamin E, and even like other foods like garlic. Garlic's really good to help boost up the cells of the pancreas. So there's a lot of things you can do. I have videos on that. But the biggest thing to help recover the cells of the pancreas is intermittent fasting combined with healthy keto, because that's going to ultimately take the stress off the pancreas. Thanks, Bernie. All right, let's take some questions.
Okay, Kathleen is really wanting to know the answer to this. I really need to know about tapioca maltodextrin.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just as bad as corn maltodextrin? There's a lot of products that say keto certified that have tapioca maltodextrin. Dr. Berg, and then there's a separate question about hair loss, which you have a lot of videos on, but if you want to take the maltodextrin one.
It's very close to the same effect on the glycemic index. It's well over 100. Sometimes depending on the source, it could be between 106 to, I think, 113, which is like higher than glucose. Glucose is like 100, so it's worse. Actually, sucrose is 70, glucose is 100, and it's higher than glucose. So it's not keto friendly. I don't recommend it. I would stay away from it. And yeah, I don't like it. It's just it's a filler. It's not even that sweet, and a lot of people are consuming it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, here's a question that, darn it, here. So it's from Audrey from Ghana, and I'm going to read this and we're going to work out what the actual question is.
Okay.
If visceral fat is from excess glucose, where do all the other fats go?
Well-
it says aside cholesterol being made by the body for protective and health purposes.
Well, you get a ballooning effect. So all this glucose is being converted. It's called de novo genesis, lipogenesis, just so you know.
Wow.
Basically making a carbohydrate into a fat in the liver and in other organs. So it actually goes into the cell and it just starts expanding to the point where it can burst or spill over around the fat cells. Not just in the liver, but in the organs, between the spaces. So you're getting this.
Is that what gives you the
impact-
cheesy leg?
Yeah, yeah. And it gives you the
That's a big
the
concern.
protruded belly effect, like around your organs. So if you look down right now at your abdomen area and it's protruding, you probably have some of that. If you can put a plate on your stomach, you know it's
There.
gotten too big.
There's your sign.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Your turn.
All right, so I think it's time for some more information, some more tips.
Is it a quiz?
Can
Can you make it a quiz?
Um,
Because these people are very smart.
well, let's see if I could turn
I
this into.
like to see how they answer.
All right, so let's turn
There's
this
so many
into. Let's give a quiz. All
Okay.
right, and then we'll talk about it.
I got your back on this.
What is the best vitamin for your acne, if you have acne? And let's make that a double question.
Uh-oh.
The best vitamin
It's a
for the
dually.
skin and the best mineral for the skin.
Okay. Best vitamin
And mineral for the skin.
and part 2, the best mineral for the skin.
Yep. Go ahead and see if you can answer that one. Not you, but them.
Not me.
Okay. So why we're actually talking about that,
While we're
actually,
going.
let's go right to Matthew from California. Are you there?
Yes, Dr. Berg.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Doing great. I have a question. I've been making that salad dressing with the balsamic vinegar that the menu you posted on your channel.
Yeah.
And it's a really great dressing. The only problem is in California, they have this thing, Proposition 65. And it states under all the balsamic vinegars that they contain lead and it may cause cancer. And I wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
You know, I don't have enough research to tell you one way or the other or even an opinion on it. I don't know. Maybe what you could do, because if you actually find a brand that's quality and you actually just contact them and say, hey, send me your, it's called COA, and certification of analysis or something like that. So basically they'll send you a list of, and they do those tests before they even sell the product, and they should be able to list like arsenic and lead and mercury and stuff like that.
And the
you
percentages.
Yeah, and to see if there's excess amounts, that type of thing. But that's all I have on that.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Berg. Also, really quick before I let you go, I have gone from 260 to 145
Oh my God.
following your advice. So thank you very much,
Oh,
Dr.
you're
Berg.
Well
You're
done.
welcome. Awesome. I'm so proud of you. Great job. You know, the thing you got to watch out for with the balsamic vinaigrette is a lot of times they put a lot of, sometimes it's syrup, it's sugar. So be careful of those carb amounts, because you want to get the one that's lower, not like pure syrup. Okay?
And you
I
are.
was just looking over there
No,
at the
for
door.
that one, I know you are
I'm
looking at me
at
with
the
your-
door
You didn't
with
look
those
at the door.
people over there. I
There's
wasn't looking at
nobody
you.
there. You looked right in my eyeballs, because we have great balsamic. Some of them are thicker than others, and I know you were looking at me there. Just say it. Say it.
All right, fine. I was looking at you, kind of giving you a subtle hint, like, don't buy those thick ones anymore. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I think we need to go to social media for an answer to the question.
That's right. That's right.
What do we got?
So, a variety, A's, D's, C, K, and E, but most people said A.
And the answer is
I would say.
vitamin A.
Really?
Absolutely.
I
Vitamin
wouldn't have
A
said that.
deficiencies will create acne. Think about
Acne specific.
think about like Accutane. What is that? That's a
I have no
synthetic version of vitamin A.
Oh,
And it's good
There
for
you have
acne. It
it.
has a lot of side effects. So why don't you just take the actual natural version? Well, it's hard to find it. True. So this brings me up to the next question, which I'm just going to tell you guys. One of the best sources of vitamin A is cod liver oil. Cod liver oil, and make sure you get a quality one. Make sure you get one that is like, it's a virgin cod liver oil. And why don't we just talk about cod liver oil for a while, Karen?
Hey.
But I have to answer the question of the mineral. What do we got the mineral?
Oil. Oh, the mineral. Did you guys? Oh, I have. Let me see. They kind of focused in on the vitamin, but I got zinc. Hold on. A and zinc. And then everyone else ignored you. Or magnesium, calcium. There's different ones.
The answer is zinc.
Wow. Well, I just want to say that
we have some smart, educated people.
We have smart people, and Frances from Facebook is the smartest.
She's rated the #1 smartest person on there.
Could be a guy, because Francis is also a guy.
Here's the
anyway,
thing. Let's
well done.
What is the difference between, and I'm going to just give you the answer so you don't try to guess it, but what's the difference between cod liver oil and fish oil? I mean, what aren't they the same? Can't you just do the same?
Well, I would think that cod liver oil specifically comes from a cod's liver.
Good.
And I would think that fish oil could be random.com oil squeezed out of a fish.
You're absolutely right, Karen. It's a good guess on that. So, yeah, they take it from the meat, and they're fatty fish, you know, like the cod, the tuna, the herring, and they can juice this fish to pull out the oil. And then cod liver. But, okay, so that's true. But then what does that mean? Is it like, what's the difference? It's the same oil, right?
I would just repeat what I said before.
Okay. So what you're getting out of both products is you're getting omega-3 fatty acids. Okay?
Question. I have a question.
Yes.
So there's cod liver oil, which a lot of people can't eat. It's just too much, right?
They can't eat cod liver oil?
Well, they can eat it, but they don't like the taste of it, or they can't choke it down. Like our daughter-in-law really has a really difficult time.
Yep.
And there are capsules, which you can do. And then, you know, you might burp it up, the pearls, you know, you've got that cod liver.
Yeah.
But we have had cod liver, cans of cod liver.
It's really good
which
stuff.
actually don't taste anything like cod liver oil. It's
like
really like
a
just sort of tuna pudding.
Tuna pudding. It's really good.
Are you repeating me?
It's just good.
Tuna mousse.
Love it.
It's actually really, really good.
But it's rich, so you can't do a lot of it, or it's just like, you know, I'm not even hungry for the next 2 days. It's so filling. So I would
take
take
a good thing.
A little piece of it, like every other day, because it's just so much. It's
but
so
it's
rich.
a good replacement.
It's really good.
Yeah. And you could put it, mix it into something probably too, right? If you
do a search online, you can get it in a can and try that.
It comes out just like herring and stuff like that. You just a little peel back can, and there's little livers, little cod livers in there. They're super soft.
It's really amazing.
Amazing. But if you if you were like, I don't really know about that, you could take a little bit and mix it into something else. It's another option.
Mix it into some pudding, something like that.
Into some tuna pudding.
Okay, so now I need to explain the difference, okay? So you have omega-3 fatty acids.
Yeah.
These are like active form of, like, they're not like a precursors. Like, for example, when you get like walnuts or flaxseed that turn into the active form of omega-3, they're pre. This is the actual omega-3 that is good for your brain. I'm just looking at that door. For your retina, the eye, the lens of the eye, the nervous system, and the heart. It's anti-inflammatory, and the list goes on and on and on. Okay, so the difference is they both have the DHEA and the EPA, the two types of omega-3 fatty acids, but the cod liver oil has a little less of that than the fish oils. However, it's only by a little bit, but the main thing the cod liver has that the fish oils do not have in any significant amounts is the high quality vitamin A and vitamin D in the perfect balance. So that's why I recommend cod liver in place of fish oil, because you get an extra bonus on that.
You get a bonus.
Yep, so vitamin A and vitamin D. And vitamin A is good for a lot of things, including vision, night blindness. But
got this going on today.
But here's
really emphatic.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you have night blindness, you want to get the cod liver oil, the fish oil. But if you want to...
Wait, you just said there was a difference.
I'm
If you have
talking
night blindness, you want to get the cod liver oil,
vitamin
the
A
fish oil.
version, the vitamin A version, okay? So you want to get the cod. So in other words, vitamin A is good for your eyes, but it's also good for your kidneys. It's good for preventing kidney stones and many other things. But if you're taking the cod liver oil for your kidney stones, it won't work. You want to take a different type of product to get your vitamin A, and that would be beef liver. Beef liver is
I'm a little
more
confused,
specific. It gives you a different application of the vitamin A, targeting the kidney more than even the eye. So anyway, I'm going to do a video on it.
In summary, what should people do?
If you want to support your kidney with kidney stones, do beef liver. Okay. If you want to help your vision, I'm just looking at that person over there, not looking at you. You just take cod liver oil.
Good.
Okay, you get different versions of vitamin A.
So if you had a kidney stone, are you saying don't take cod liver oil, or are you saying it's not going to do everything?
It's not going to help you as much as the beef liver.
Okay, because beef liver...
You can get them in a tablet.
Oh.
Liver pills. Yep.
Okay.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
Karen. Good. All right. So on that note, I'm going to go to Risa from Gary, Indiana.
Yay! Hi, Dr. Berg.
Hi.
And listen, thank you so much for your videos. I've been keto for 5 months now.
Wow.
I'm 65. I'm not on any meds, but I'm concerned because I have not lost 1 pound.
Okay.
My husband, who is 78, a heart patient, has lost 24 pounds. I do all the cooking.
Okay.
I bake your bread. I mean, and we're careful about we're doing the intermittent fasting. I'm at a loss.
Okay.
But
you feel better, but then you're not losing the weight, right?
Correct. Exactly.
Okay. Is your stomach
Sleeping
shrinking?
great. Our sleep is like never before.
Wow.
Sorry.
Is your stomach shrinking?
Not really.
Okay.
But I don't have my stomach is not a big problem, I'm just like overall I've actually gained 3 pounds.
But you
And
originally only
he's lost
weighed
so much and he
102
feels-
pounds, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, ha.
So the question I have for you is how frequent do you eat? How many times a day do you eat?
Twice.
Okay.
We have the bulletproof coffee in the morning, and we eat our breakfast at 11, and we stop at 4.
Okay, so this is what you need to do as a simple solution. Take out the oil. Do the bulletproof coffee without the bulletproofing. So just take out the oil from that coffee. Okay, that's number one, because we're cutting down the fat. This will force your body to burn its own fat. The next thing is start graduating to 1 meal a day. And then the last thing is avoid some of these keto breads and the kind of snacks and just keep it straight keto. I'll be releasing an update version of the keto on steroid video shortly so you can get even more data, but those simple changes will help you speed things up because some people need that. But I'm glad you're feeling better. It's just like now we got to handle the weight thing. All right, thank you for your wonderful comments. All right, Karen, we're going to you. Do you want to ask a question? Or are you just having fun?
I'm having a good time. I am scrolling. No, let's find one. I mean, it's interesting because some of these are just comments. They're not technically questions.
Yeah, we want a question.
Yeah, and some of them are really interesting. So, when are you officially no longer anemic or iron deficient? And when I say you,
you're looking over there?
I'm looking at the skeleton over there.
I think when you get a test and it shows that you are within the ranges, the normal ranges.
So without going to the doctor and getting a blood test, would you have any indication?
I have no idea. I mean, you'd probably have to I mean, your symptoms might go away, so you feel better, so maybe you're good, but you'd have to do a test to really find out. Yeah, because you can't really measure your blood by any other way other than extracting it from your body and looking.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. So in the oil conversation, Olga on YouTube asks, what about krill oil?
Oh, that's really good. So you have another source of DHA, which is through phytoplankton. And so krill oil can be taken. I like that source. It's good. So whales consume phytoplankton, so it must be good. And they have high levels
That's
of
my
DHA.
concern. Whales are really, really big.
Good point. They consume a lot of it, though.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your question, Karen. Let's go to Teresa from Kentucky.
Hello.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi. I am diabetic. In fact, I ended up with a disability because of my diabetes.
Okay.
And I had the the surgery, which worked for like, I had a lap band, and the lap band, my skin, whatever, grew around it, so they had to remove that. So then they did the sleeve, but nothing.
So, Teresa, you're breaking up, unfortunately, because I'm really curious what you're saying, but you're breaking up completely. So I'm going to...
Hold on. Move to a different area of the house if you're on a cell
Yeah,
phone.
just see if you can get with Terry to work this out. Terry's going to work with you, and then I'll come back to you, okay, Teresa? All right, so while we're figuring that out, let's go to Mike from Minneapolis. Are you there, Mike?
Yeah. Hi, Dr. Berg.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. So I found you recently on YouTube. I myself, I've been a pretty active, healthy person my whole life. I'm pushing 40 though, and in the last probably decade, I've dabbled with more alcohol, fatty foods, and that kind of stuff. And I kind of looked in the mirror and realized, whoa, I'm putting on a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm also a truck driver, so it doesn't help.
Right.
I found you, and honestly, with a lot of your information on YouTube, you've blown my mind to look at food in an entirely different perspective. Another thing that I had found out about in my search was kombucha. And it sounded interesting, and I started adding kombucha into eating more how you recommend. And in 3 weeks, I'm already getting people telling me I look a lot different and everything else, but I want to know how you feel about kombucha, and if there's any things I need to watch out for in my quest to try to lose weight and be healthier.
Absolutely, and I'm sure there's the challenge you're running into is just finding food on the road. It's hard to find that, but kombucha is awesome. I like it. I would try to focus on the one that has 2 grams in sugar, because some of them are like pretty high. They have that extra sugar. But that being said, if you're taking someone like you and changing your diet, even if it has a little bit more sugar, it's going to be a heck of a lot better than what you were doing in the past. And so it helps the colon. It helps give you direct energy. It's also, I recommend it for an alcohol substitute, because it gives you that calming feeling, and it has a similar texture. You put it in a wine glass and you can sip it. It's very similar to beer, but without too much alcohol. It's just like a tiny bit of alcohol. It might be like 0.0% or something like that, 0.01%. Yeah, they do have it with a little more alcohol, I think up to 5%. But the point is that it's a good substitute, and I think it's going to help you. I would keep taking it, because it's going to help your gut, and it actually will decrease your hunger and increase your blood sugar. So yeah, Mike, I think just ride the wave, keep doing it, and awesome. Thanks, Mike. Let's see if Teresa is there. Are you there, Teresa?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't move.
You were
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. You were talking about, you had the gastric bypass, you had that repaired, I guess maybe reversed, and now Now the situation is that you're trying to figure out your blood sugars are too high, right?
Yes, they run around 200, and every morning, I mean, I can get them down if I shoot myself up with insulin.
Right.
But I've been trying to lower the insulin.
Yeah.
And my family all went on it, and my goodness, my daughter's lost 60 pounds. My husband has lost 60 pounds. My granddaughters have lost probably 60 between the two of them, and it's amazing. But I'm stuck.
Yeah. Question I have.
And I just cry and cry and cry, and crying really doesn't help, but I lose a little bit of
You're going to become
water, I guess.
dehydrated. Let me ask you a question. How long were you a diabetic for?
Since 1999,
Okay.
and probably way before that, because in
Okay.
1997, I gained 100 pounds in 1 year, and no one knew the reason.
Okay.
So,
Are you doing, how many meals a day are you doing?
one.
Okay.
I eat from 5 to 6,
Okay.
somewhere like that.
And are you hungry right before you eat that 1 meal a day?
Yeah, sometimes I am. Not always, but most of the time, yeah, I'm ready at,
Okay.
at 5 o'clock.
Okay. So here's some data.
And if I'm not, I push it back.
Okay, good.
So.
So there's always things that you can do to tweak things, okay? But I want to tell you something. The fact that you need insulin, the fact that you had diabetes for this long, just tells me it's going to take some more time, and you have to be a patient, right? Just because diabetics they already have existing damage, so it is hard to bring that down to a good range. So even though it's at 200, just realize you'll probably experience other benefits along the way, but your blood sugars just might take a little more time, simply because what's happening is the cells of the pancreas are damaged, and it's just going to take more time than you think. It could take actually several years of working on this to really kind of bring it down. I would not sweat it too much. I would not worry about it, even though some of the videos I'm saying if your sugar's high, that's everyone else. But if you're a diabetic, you already have some areas of weaknesses that you're overcoming. I wouldn't worry about it. I would definitely take benfotiamine for sure. That's a B vitamin. I would take the potassium, alpha lipoic acid. There's a lot of things you can take, and I talk about this in the other videos to speed things up, but I wouldn't worry about it. I would just give it more time, keep doing what you're doing, and I think you'd be fine. But by taking these nutrients, you'll actually protect yourself against the damage of the high sugar, okay? Because after all, what is the damage of diabetes? It's like the complications of diabetes. So if you can minimize that, you're going to be good. Okay, Teresa, thanks for calling. And don't get too dehydrated when you're leaking. All right, Karen. I think...
we have a couple minutes left.
Well, do we want to take a quick question before I answer these questions? Because
No, but there are people on YouTube who have discovered something about you.
What? What?
They're wishing you happy birthday.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well...
I just want to say
a
that.
little applause in the background, yeah.
Applause in the back. You've made it. You made it
How
another
did
year.
they know? I
don't know.
How do they know?
How would
I
someone
mean, it's
know
really,
that?
really hard to go into these early 40s. At this age, I'm getting older, and I just can't, don't even want to confront that.
In your 40s.
My early 40s.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, there's people saying happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Well, thank you very much.
I think you have another question, and I know you have calls, but the one thing, what did you ask me to remember, to remind you to talk about?
The summit?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a mandatory meeting, guys, in Maryland.
I have all of your names. We list them all out, and we
gonna,
take a roll call.
Yeah, we're going to have a blast. The information is going to be superior. You want to come out for your future health, and it's going to be incredible. The speakers are over the top. So if you go to the website, go to shop, there's a big button on there, and you can get information about it, watch the video.
So the website, which website?
drberg.com.
Or to shop.
And we're doing all these like kind of funny videos, corny videos, cheesy videos.
Cheesy.
And the girls are going to come. They're not my daughters, but they're adopted. No, just kidding. There's someone else. Someone else's
They're
daughters.
local actors.
Yeah. So they're going to be there, and they're going to be. They might be in their costumes.
They may be
the
in
bacon
costume
and the avocado costumes.
Bacon.
So you want the
locado.
picture with them. So that's really the main reason why you need to come. So you get your picture with them. But I need to go to Dara from San Antonio, Texas. Are you there?
Hi, Dr. Berg. How are you?
Hi. Great.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
I'm really looking forward to the summit this summer. I'm really hoping I can come out and meet you in person.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
To get to my question, I've been keto now, almost strictly keto since October.
Okay.
Haven't lost a whole lot of weight, but the rest of my life has gotten immensely better. I've been handicapped for 6 years with fibromyalgia and 7 ruptured discs, and I have never been so active. And I really want to thank you for, all of the videos that you put out and all of the good information. But one thing that you promote quite a bit is the D3 and the K2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm 50, and I have 4 grown kids. And several years ago, I was diagnosed with a splenic artery aneurysm.
Okay.
It's very, very tiny, and it's mostly calcified. And I'm nervous about taking the K2 and the D3 as since it mobilizes calcium. Is it going to mobilize that calcium out of that artery?
Mm-hmm.
That's a real fear for me. It's causing anxiety. Can you shed some light on it?
Yeah. I highly, highly, highly doubt that you have to worry about it because we're dealing with a Band-Aid that your body made, and it's a necessary Band-Aid. And you don't just have calcium in there. There's fibrous tissue involved. There's all this stuff. It's not just the chunk of calcium hanging there. And so when you take K2, the body will take the excess amounts that it doesn't need and put them in the right place at a very gradual level. I would not sweat that at all. I wouldn't worry about it. Okay, Dara? And I hope to see you at the summit for sure. Okay, let's go to Roberta from Florida. You had a quick question. You weigh 90 pounds, okay, and you have a question.
98 pounds.
90, okay, got it. And you're wondering if you should do keto.
Right, and here's the reason why, Dr. Berg.
Sure.
I suffer with autoimmune Graves and Hashimoto's,
Okay.
and so I had lost a ton of weight, and I'm just putting the weight back on. And so my concern is, because I get a lot of belly fat,
Yeah.
so my concern going on keto, am I going to lose all the weight that I tried to put back on? Because I no longer have a thyroid.
Okay, got it.
So I'm on Armour Thyroid. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Good. So I think you should definitely do keto. Okay. As far as intermittent fasting, maybe just do 2 meals a day. You can always add more fat to slow down your weight loss. But I think it's going to be good for you, especially intermittent fasting for an autoimmune condition. Okay. So even though you had your thyroid removed and you had Graves, it's the symptom is gone, but the problem is still there with the immune system. So the key is to do the combination of the two for future health and to prevent other problems. So that's what I would do, Roberta. I think it would be a smart idea. Thank you for your call. And then Catalina, are you there?
Catalina.
Catalina.
Yes, I am.
Okay, great.
Hi, Dr. Berg.
Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for everything that you do. We love your videos. I have a question. I've been on and off keto for the past year, but the last 2 weeks I've been on strict keto.
Okay.
My concern is that for the past couple of days, I sit down and watch TV at night, and I start getting kind of sharp pains on my left rib. And last night I couldn't sleep. I even got anxiety because I was concerned about it. My grandmother died of pancreatic cancer. Should I be concerned?
Well, what I would do is I would just always get that assessed. If you're concerned about it, if you have a tension, it wouldn't hurt to go to the doctor, get it assessed, get some tests done, rule out any problems. It's a long shot. It's just, sometimes people they think, oh, I have this twinge. Could that be this or do that? That's very rare that ever happens. So I would get a test done and continue to do things to bulletproof your health so you can avoid that whole problem. And think about it. Like if you're doing healthy keto and intermittent fasting, that's like the best thing for a pancreatic problem because it takes all the stress off of it. But watch the video on gallbladder flushing and some manual type therapy that I recommend just to support that discomfort, and I think it'll help your digestive system. All right? Thank you so much for your call. And on that note, Karen.
Also, I just want to say gas. If she's eating strictly keto and eating a lot of vegetables.
And especially the sugar alternatives, like sugar alcohols.
Sugar alternatives, if you're having,
out.
You could just be building up abdominal gas, and when you lay down to bed, it's not able to move out, and then you're having pain. I mean, I just say that from personal experience with these sugar substitutes and lots of greens. Some people have that happen. So test that.
Test it out.
Test it out.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
It's 12:02. That's right. We're saying goodbye.
And we will see. And thank you for all the wonderful comments about the birthday. I was trying to keep that.
Someone found out.
I know. Someone found out. I was trying not to let anyone know. Okay, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next week.